Hey, this is Russell Walker with a interview with another one of our partners, David Rainey. We just closed our third deal together, and he's closed at least 14 deals so far over his course of wholesale deals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
awesome.
one of them wasn't, but yeah, one of them
Yeah.
was a flip.
Okay, so 14 deals closed, go on your 14. So what we're gonna do is talk about the deal specifically. The deal we closed on Van Buren, and then we're going to talk about next steps like, hey, how can you start outsourcing and building a team and all that. So let's talk about this deal we just closed. So congrats on closing um property in Van Buren. So just to give you guys feedback on this was like a total gut rehab. Nobody wanted this property, and we had to be creative and persistent and never give up to get it sold. So we did get it done. So tell us how did you find the property that we just closed?
Yeah, this property was pretty difficult. It was on a vacant list,
Mm-hmm.
checking for vacant properties, and it also had a deceased owner on it. So that kind of brought it up on my radar to dig a little deeper into it.
Okay, so you got like a vacant property list. Where'd you get the list from exactly?
Uh, I get it. Uh, so I kind of scrape Zillow for sold properties, and
Oh,
then
okay.
um, and also you got the for rent by owners. The rentals are vacant, but this one in particular, you I had a company that will provide the list for me for the vacant properties. So every month I ask them for a new list of vacant properties for Cook County.
Oh, okay. What company is that you got the list from?
So it's a software called REI Sift, and they'll
REI
pull.
SIF.
Yep.
Gotcha. REI SIF. Okay. Awesome, man. So you got the vacant list from REI SIF, and then it sounds like you're getting leads from Zillow as well. So this property particularly, so how'd you actually get the owner's number? How'd you get in contact with the owner? Like, well, how'd you find him?
So once I knew it was the owner was deceased, I found the owner name in the county records, and I knew they were deceased because I pulled a deceased owner list, and if they were, so it's I pull an owner that's deceased but is not absentee. They live there, so that lets me know it's
Mm.
heirs that should have control of the property or don't know they should have control of the property. So that's when
Did
I
you got when you buy the list from REI SIF, is it come skip trace with numbers, or is it you have to do it yourself?
yeah I had to skip trace it myself.
Oh, so you just went to the county records, and then did you do like true people search, or what did you do to get the phone number?
Yeah, I did a true people search, and also I used a company named Skip Jenny to get the heirs uh,
Oh,
information.
okay. Skip Genie to get the heirs. Okay.
Mhm.
Gotcha, man. Awesome, man. So you just got the list, you skip trace the list, got the phone numbers, and you basically just called the list that you were you cold calling, texting? What were you doing with the list?
Yeah, so it starts with cold calling, and a lot of times they don't answer. Then you just leave a voicemail and a text message all at the same time.
You call one by one, or did you have like did you hire somebody, or did you use a software, or
Yeah, I have a assistant that would do cold calling and texting and leave a voicemail and mark it as like a first attempt at reaching people,
mm-hmm.
and then we'll do a few rounds of it before we go to a different option. Or
Awesome, man. So did you hired an assistant? Like is it like full-time employee, part-time, or is it like a per project type of assistant?
Yeah, it's a part-time. Um,
Part-time?
yeah,
Okay.
like 4 or 5 hours a day.
Where'd you find the VA from?
Oh, this is a long time ago. It was a referral that I got, and when I interviewed them, they had previous experience. And
Gotcha. Awesome. So the VA calls the list and kind of it sounds like they just call to see who's interested in selling, and then once you have a hit, they send it to you, or does the VA send the offer?
yeah, they sent it to me after they got interest. They don't do any offers or analyzing of the property.
Awesome, man. Yeah, that's a good strategy for sure. So the VA is basically calling your list, and then you get someone that says, "Yeah, I want an offer," and then then as soon as you get that, the VA sends you a message saying, "Hey, this person wants an offer," and then you call them back. I'm assuming you're calling them back as soon as possible, right?
Yeah, and I haven't been great at it. So sometimes I don't get right
Yeah,
back. So that has hurt me quite a few times by not doing that.
yeah. Awesome, man. So did you meet the owner at the property, or was this everything over the phone, or how did that go?
Yeah, most of it was over the phone,
Hmm.
and um, it was a lot of errors, and this property wasn't habitable, so no one lived there for years, and nobody really wanted to go there. I think it was kind of there was a fire in the property. It was a family home, and I think
Hmm.
it kind of was painful for them to go and see it.
Gotcha. So everything was done via phone and email as far as negotiating, getting the contract signed. So you didn't leave the house basically, or
No, no. And I had a partner that I had that talked to some of the heirs and was kind of holding things and keep things organized because it was, dealing with heirs and uh, probate and things of that sort is so many moving parts. But most of
yeah.
it with a phone, didn't have to really meet them for anything. So.
So this was like a probate deal where the parents passed away and then the siblings now own the property. So I think that was the issue with closing, that we had to get all the siblings to sign, and that was like a big hurdle, I think, for everyone.
Yeah.
Uh, gotcha. So awesome, man. Thanks for, sharing how you found the deal and what you used and everything. So did you so before you sent it to us to partner on the deal, were you marketing it yourself first, or and you were trying to sell it yourself, or did you just send it to us first to market it?
Yeah, I marketed the deal, and it was tough because of the fire damage. The property was in such bad shape. A lot of people didn't want to take that type of project on, so
Yeah.
uh, it was pretty tough.
Yeah, and then you sent it to us, and then we marketed off market. I think we literally had like 10, 15 buyers go walk the property. And it was like it's more than a total gut. It's like part of I guess they were saying it's like borderline tear down to a total gut rehab. So I don't remember the price we initially marketed for. Do you remember the prices that we started off with?
Yeah, I think it was 65 or 70.
Mm-hmm. And then we had it under contract for what price initially?
Um, no, I think we were marketing for 85, and we had it under contract for 65 initially.
Gotcha. So this was a tough one. We had all our investors go through, and all the offers were like super low. I think they're like the highest offers were like close to 50. A lot of them were like 40, 30. So we marketed it for like 2 weeks, and the buyers looked at it. We got the highest offer, and then obviously the seller on this deal, the seller didn't accept any of the offer, or we couldn't make any of the offers off market work. So we basically changed the deal to a straight option. So after like a couple weeks of marketing it, we didn't have anybody. I told David, I'm like, hey, the buyers, are too low on this. They were saying it's like pretty much a tear down almost. So, the only option I could think of to help the seller sell the property and all the siblings is to just, we get a straight option agreement. So an option to purchase, and then, we add our fee on top and we list it on the market for sale. And the owner agreed to that, and then we ended up putting it on the market for, and it was a while too. So it was like like I said, the ugly stepsister no one wanted to marry. So it was it took a long time to sell. So I think it was a month, like a couple months to get it sold, even on the MLS. So we ended up did finding a buyer for, I think it was 49, right? 49, and then we ended up getting the seller. We had to renegotiate the agreement with the seller, and we got the seller down to 37. No, I think it was about 37. We sold it for about 48.5. So it was like 10,005. I
Right.
don't know. There was a buyer's agent. The buyer's agent had a commission, so it was about 50. Yeah. So it was sold for about 50. Then we got the seller down to 37. So we started at 65 under contract, trying, it looking like a decent deal on paper. And then we had to get it sold, we had to get the seller all the way down to 37. So a lot of these deals, you just have to never give up, right? So, I mean, a lot of these deals, it's like, okay, the wholesale doesn't work. Let's turn it into a straight option and put it on the MLS, find more so of a retail buyer that maybe take this, right? And what's awesome is that we didn't just say, oh, it doesn't work. What's awesome, what I like about you guys, you and your partner Ashley, you guys didn't give up on it. You're just like, yeah, let's figure out another way to get it done, right? So we got the straight option, we listed it, and then we ended up getting it sold, and there was about a $10,500 profit uh total. So we got the deal done, right? So what would you say about like uh the whole process? I mean, not especially like not giving up. Like you got a deal even though you don't have the buyers initially on the initial contract. Like a lot of people are so scared to make an offer. They think that if they make the offer, they have to close on it, and there's no way to renegotiate the contract anymore, right? So a lot of people are so afraid to get started to talk to a seller. They think that they're locked into that offer when they're not, because when we get our contracts with the seller, we have a 4-week inspection period that we can inspect the property, and then even get the price down if we need to. But that's the goal, is not to do that. The goal is to get it sold on the first purchase contract. I know realtors that do that. They'll list the property super high just to get the listing, which I think is not a good idea. Our goal is to get it sold on the first initial contract. But what would you say as far as for other people, about not giving up on deals?
Yeah, this deal was kind of difficult because of the how much work was needed, and because of the fire damage, I wasn't able to walk through the property like I wanted to really analyze every part of it because it was, a little dangerous. So the numbers were up there higher than it should have been, unknowingly. And when we start having the difficulties with the buyers, and getting the feedback from them, we just I was talking to my partner Ashley. I said, well, this we just got to tell them, the benefit of them reducing the price is not only, they can't just think they're getting less money. They also got to think about it's a demolition lien on this property. Instead of making some money, you might wind up on money unless
Yeah.
you hurry up and get this deal done. So they realized the benefit, and they were just eager to get the deal done. So they were happy to work with us, Ashley, mainly once it started getting deep into it. So it was their benefit, truly their benefit.
Awesome, man. And this is your you said your 14th deal closed. So how much money have you made in real estate wholesaling 14
I
deals? Like what would you say?
I would say I was averaging between 5 and 10 most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I usually I like to partner on deals. Either I'm finding a buyer or I'm finding a seller. Work full time, so doing everything is pretty tough on me.
So you made
Um,
well over 100,000 in profit already.
I would say five for each deal. Probably seven, I would say, is the total average of all of them. So yeah,
Yeah. You say 7,000 is probably the average. So if you times that by 14, it's probably you're right around 100. So it'd be 98, about 98,000. So that's
yeah,
awesome, man. Like you literally made 98,000 pretty much out of thin air, right? Like you worked for it, you put your time and energy and effort in, but most of these deals you probably didn't invest, much money as far as putting money down, right?
right,
Like
right.
did you get your credit checked on any of these deals or anything like that?
No, I'm glad they didn't check my credit. No, they didn't check it.
That's awesome, man. So I mean, you made close to 100,000 in profit. And I think like you're at that point where it's like, okay, I'm doing deals here and there. I did 14 deals. You need to start like outsourcing, hiring a team, because you already know if you close 14 deals, you know all the steps. Like step one, do this, step two, step three, and you can train another person with all the steps because you did it 14 times, right? So in my opinion, like for you, the next step is like, hey, start hire. You have a VA already, so it's a good hire. Maybe look at taking the VA to the next step of letting that go of them making the offer. So you letting that part go and say, hey, you go I'll teach you to make the offer. And then the VA that you is working for you is now making the offer themselves without you being involved. So that frees up your time to either make more offers or, hire another person, right? And train another person. So the two ways I recommend like outsourcing and growing is hire of course hiring another assistant, to make calls and make offers. And the second way is eventually mentoring people, becoming a mentor to other people that want to get in the business, right? So if you tell all your friends and family, like, hey, I made 100,000, I didn't get my credit checked, I didn't even invest any money in it. It's just basically time and sweat equity. You interested in learning, right? I'm pretty sure, family, friends, everyone around you is gonna be interested in learning how you made close to 100,000 in profit, right? Um, and that's huge, right? So. And the goal is like the way I teach is like you should mentor people and then split profits, right? It's up to you if you want to charge them or not for mentorship. In the beginning, when I started mentoring, I did everything for free, and I just split profits with people, right? And what's cool is that like 12 years later, I got the same guy that I mentored 12 years ago, and he's still sending me deals, and we're still closing deals together, right? We may not partner on every deal, but here and there, we'll partner on maybe 2 or 3 deals a year or whatever, And that's where you want to be at is like, you got 10 people maybe you're mentoring, and then those 10 people agreed, hey, you mentor me, I'll split profits with you. And you got 10 people making offers on your team. So now you got like, if they're all making at least 2 or 3 offers a day, that could be 20, 30 offers a day going out on your behalf, right? So you don't have to do everything yourself. And now it's all about filling up that pipeline, right? Instead of having 1 or 2 deals under contract at all times, now you got 10, or you always have 10 under contract ready to close or 20 under contract ready to close. So if one deal doesn't fall, the one deal doesn't close because something happened, the buyer backed out or seller refused to sell now, you're not worried anymore because you have 15 deals in the pipeline or 10 deals in the pipeline, right? So that's I recommend, like if you go through you're in the Facebook group, right? So in the Kingdom IRK Facebook group. So if you go in there, model what I'm doing, just look back at the whole picture and say, what's Russell doing? I need to do what he's doing, right? So you can start your own Facebook group, you can start your own training where you can do Zoom calls with your team. That's the next step I see for you that you should start working on, because you close 14 deals and you just have to all the steps. You just have to like, hey, who wants to learn? A lot of people want to learn. I bet you if you post a Facebook post like, hey, I made 100,000 in profit without using my own cash or credit. Anyone wants to learn? If you just make that Facebook post, I bet you like 10 people hit you up right away. You know what I mean? So if you got time and you got a cell phone and you can make offers, right? So um, that's what I see, man, for you, that you should really look into that as fast as possible. Don't wait. Like the longer you wait, the longer you're still a one-man show doing everything, right? You have your VA, so you have, one team member that's outsourced, but the longer you wait on building a team and outsourcing more, the longer it's gonna be for you to be consistent with those deals that you flow, right?
Yeah, that's funny you say that because I have recently been getting more partnership deals, and helping people, analyze or how to overcome some seller objections and different sort of things. But I didn't do the full everything I know type of thing yet. But yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta always imagine the end goal. The end goal is for you to not be, in the beginning you work hard because you don't have a team, a systems and team set up. But the end goal for your business is that you wake up and, you have a team making the offers for you, going on appointments for you, taking pictures for you. Um, and then that way it's like, you're closing a deal every single week and you're making, 5 grand, 20 grand a month, and you're working less hours, right? You're working less, you're making more. That's what a team will do, right?
Mm,
I always say you gotta imagine it, you gotta meditate on it, you gotta like close your eyes and be like, I wake up and I got a team, because if you never imagine it, you never have faith that it can happen, right? So I always like to tell people like you gotta, meditate on it and be like, yo, I'm there, I made it already, and believe in it, have faith, right? That I can do it, because a lot of people, even I have that imposter syndrome all the time too. Like, oh, why am I doing this? I'm nobody, right? So that I get that when you first start mentoring people, and I still get that to even today. I close thousands of deals, and I still get that imposter syndrome where like, who am I to teach people this, and why am I even doing this? I'm a loser, right? Why am I doing it, right? But listen, like it's not until you get past that and you just start saying, hey, I'm gonna try to stop thinking of, when you do that, you're thinking about yourself. It's like selfishness. But when you start thinking about other people, like, hey, there's people struggling right now that can't even make like 5 grand a month or can't even pay the roof over their head or pay for groceries. And they need to learn this stuff, right? Like people are struggling financially, and if you help one family, one person change, their whole outcome, that's huge, man. Like you'll get rewards here, but more rewards in heaven, at the end of this, right? So
okay. Yeah. All right. I got you. I'm listening.
yeah, so I think we'll work more closely on deals. Like we got some stuff going on between me and you, so we'll help you out, close more deals, and then help you along the way as far as the whole mentorship thing. My opinion is just like, look back at what I do in the membership group and as far as like the trainings and all that, and then kind of you're eventually going to model what I'm doing, and then you start mentoring people, right? And the
Yeah.
awesome thing about it is, if you get somebody out in California or whatever, a family member in California says, I want to do this, that you can do it anywhere. Like you don't have to be, in Chicago, right? Like we were closing deals in like 5 different states, 6 different states in the last year, and you know, I'm not there. I have partners there that we're mentoring, right? So doesn't matter where they're at, right? And the thing is, we got Zoom now, so you can mentor people just like this, right? And just mentor them off of Zoom, and it's literally like we're meeting face to face, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's the main thing that kind of slows me down is what you just said is, having, a team to go see the property and take the pictures and stuff like that. That's the main thing that stopped me from doing more deals at this point in time right now.
Yeah. Okay. If it's like Chicago, or in the market that we're in, just reach out to me. We have usually I'll pay like 75, $100 to somebody that goes and looks at the property, gets pictures for me. So if you don't want to go there yourself, we can always pay somebody.
Right. Okay.
Well, awesome, man. So how do you feel about your next steps and what you're gonna do?
Yeah, I'm excited. I've been trying to work more with people anyway. So this, helping people learn everything and working with them will probably be the next step, like you said. So I'm
Yeah,
definitely looking forward to that.
yeah, and then this is like biblical. Like we're supposed to take your knowledge, your information, what you know, and that benefited you, and then take that and benefit other people, right? So we're supposed to take all that what we have and know, and then go help our brothers and sisters and say, hey, I can help you with this, right? What's awesome is that if someone comes to you and say, hey, I'm struggling financially, you have a solution, right? That you can help them as long as they're willing to put in the time and work, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I remember the struggle myself, so I know it's easy to give up.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, like I like, helping people out, giving and all that. But I mean, like there's one younger kid that was part of my program, asking for money. He wasn't part of the program, but he was like, "Oh, I don't have money to join. Can you help me still?" And I'm like, "Listen, I'm gonna give you everything for free." So, like what I charge people like 5 grand for, I gave him everything free, and he ended up doing nothing. I'm like, sometimes you got to go through the struggle and the pain and the suffering, and stop, asking for handouts, and in order to, a lot of times in order to achieve success, we got to go through all that pain, suffering, and then usually after the pain and suffering, we see success, right? So, so I was just saying, like, this generation likes the handouts, right? Like, just, hey, just give me a handout, and then you give it to them, and then they're like, they don't do anything with it, right? So it's funny. But awesome, man. Let me know how else I can help you, and I'm sure we'll be partnering on more deals. Congrats on your 14 closed transaction, man. And I'm hoping this year what you'll do, 2 a month, get to like 24 just this year.
Yeah, me too. You got a smile on my face now.
Yeah, let's make that a goal, and then we'll jump on more interviews like this, man.
All right, sounds great, man.
All
Nice
right,
seeing
David. Appreciate you, man. We'll connect, and then hopefully every month we got a new deal closing, and then we'll jump on another call. All right.
you. All right, appreciate it, Russell.
All right. God bless you, man.
You too.